This young man was so different from me in his thought process, in just the way he looked at life, in his actions, just in everything, in very basic things that you would think. I mean, what's the guys? Have you ever heard of the concept called exposure to the environment, or at least I called it exposure to the environment? And it came to me a couple of years ago when I met a friend, quote unquote. Now, it was through this, my friend, that I got to truly understand the concept of environment. It's not just referring to the place, right? The physical environment, but it's referring to music environment, like what you listen to, what you read, who you hang around, the people around you, right? And of course, the place as well. So it's a lot. It's about all the elements that make up an environment, right? This young man was so different from me in his thought process, in just the way he looked at life, in his actions, just in everything, in very basic things that you would think. I mean, what's the argument? I got to pick his brain on certain things, like certain basic things, like, oh, okay, what do you think about this? Okay, like someone like me saying that, okay, I had never been in a relationship before. I went to wait to marriage for something like that. He would look at me. He never believed me. He just thought I was a liar. Like there's no way that every girl was this, was that. He never believed that there was any girl truly waiting that had good intentions. He just believed the worst in people. He was always suspicious. Like for me, I knew that they were like genuine people that had good hearts, that loved people genuinely. They believed in the gospel, like and what he said. He just saw life as white or black. There was no in between. There was no, oh, giving anyone the benefit of the doubt. And of course, you would understand he had actually had some bad experiences. But besides that, he had exposed himself to some very interesting, set of information. In fact, it was through him that I knew that there was something like the dark web, like the dark side of the internet, like some things that you would not even begin to fathom exist, like things that you would not imagine. You were just living life thinking, oh, everything is so, good and dandy, it's so sweet, so rosy. The guy exposed me to some of the things he had exposed his mind to for years. And when I started listening to someone, because he used to listen to some lectures, hours of lectures, documentaries, even his taste in cartoon. The kind of I started knowing that there were actually some serious horror cartoons. And in fact, I won't even use the word horror. For this kind of cartoons can only be described as disturbing. Kind of music that were disturbing. That's the word to describe them. It made sense to me because I could then understand why he thought the way he did, why he saw life through the lenses he did. He just did not have faith in humanity. If you spend some time with that person, you would just get, in fact, it will rub off on you. Like his negativity, his outlook on life, you're just so warped. I just knew I couldn't hang out with this person much longer because I thought it was going to affect me. Because I knew that no, that there's much more to life than this. There's a beautiful side to life. And I wanted to keep exposing myself to the right kind of information. I want to expose myself more to the word of God, to good music, to good people, to good counsel, listen to good messages. I now got to understand that it's not everything, not every book that you should read, not every music that you should listen to, not every movie or cartoon or whatever that you should, there's not everything you should expose yourself to, expose your mind to. It's not every thought, every person, every environment, it's not everything that you must do in your life for your own good. Of course, there are things like I could learn just so that I could have a balanced view of life. Because if not for this guy, I wouldn't have probably had that understanding that yes, there is that part of life, and there are people that are genuinely struggling with this. So that when someone thinks a certain way, does some certain things, says some certain things, I would understand. That's not really your fault. It's the environment you've been exposed to. Sometimes even the kind of church kind of place of worship and gathering that you've been exposed to. That's how I got to fully understand the concept of exposure to the environment. Exposure to it can be any form of environment. But then I made a conscious decision at that moment to expose myself to the right environment. As long as it was in my power, I'll be intentional about what I exposed my mind to. because my mind is precious. Just be more intentional about what you expose your mind to. Okay. Thank you. Bye.